Hey guys, this is Eric and welcome to my channel Summoner's Battleground. I'll be going over the rules really quickly in this video, or if you don't want to hear my lovely voice, you can mute it and read them for yourself. Or if you haven't yet, you can go to thegamecrafter.com, buy my starter decks. I have two on there already. I'm creating my first set of 100 cards, so you can get a little taste of what the game is before I release that. And as I was saying, there's a free download on there of the rules, so you can read them for yourself. If you don't want to, then, I hope you guys enjoy this video. So first off, we have Soul Energy. I'm not going to read this whole thing. If you want to, you can, but the brief description is that at the beginning of the game, you are given 100 points. These points are your lifeblood. When a opposing avatar attacks you directly, you subtract their power from your soul points. Also, your soul points are used to pay for spells and equipped items, weapons, etc. I believe that's one of the most unique features of my game that I don't know of any other game having, is that's your main currency in this game is literally the 100 points that you get when the game starts. Now, you will have other cards to give you points back, and card effects from avatars, support units, accessories, etc. That'll help you regain some of your points throughout the game. I'm developing more, and that'll be fantastic for when I finally release my first set of 100 cards. And moving on, we have the decks. The decks are decks of 30 cards minimum to 60 cards maximum, and this is not including avatars or idols. And my game has a copy of 3 of the same card in each deck. And, if you start with the minimum of 33 of the same card seemed like a good idea at the time. Again, I haven't released my first set of 100 cards yet, but when I do, maybe that'll fix this. We'll see in the future. So then you scroll down and we see the hand, and it states when the game starts, each casters will draw 4 cards. And then you guys can decide who goes first through coin toss, dice roll, rock, paper, scissors, however you'd like. So then the first to go draws 1, and then the second to go draws 2, because they are at a disadvantage, because they don't get to go first. So that sort of helps, you have 5 cards, your opponent has 6 cards, or it's flipped around. That's to get around that sort of disadvantage there. Now, there is a hand limit, 8 card limit exactly in your hand, and if you exceed the 8 card limit, then you discard a card to the void until you reach 8. So you're not allowed to have more than 8. 8 is the most you can have per card limit in your hand. And speaking of the void is right down here. The void is this game's version of a discard pile. So if you're wondering what the void is, there you go. Moving on, we see the Battleground. And this is where you were... it's similar to, fields or I don't know what they call it in other card games, but it's basically the area where you play your monsters and they just stay there. Moving on, there are 2 spots for this applies to all avatars and support units. So there's the regular stance, and then when you wish to attack, you simply slide the card forward. So you would slide your avatar and then to the direction of your opponent's avatar or support unit, or if they don't have anything blocking you from their hit points, attack their hit points directly. And that's sort of how the attacking in this game works. Whoopsies. I'm going to go back up just for a sec. Next we have The cast zone. This cast zone is where casters play incantations, and counters. We'll go over those later on down below. First, we have the reserve pile. The reserve pile is where avatars levels 1 through 5 are housed. So the reserve pile is to the left. I have a grid available on thegamecrafter.com if you want a better visual. So there's a small pile to your left, and then the 4 idols, and then the deck of 30 plus cards will be on your right. Moving on. Now, when an idol is broken, take the top card from the reserve pile and place it on top of the current avatar. This is called leveling up. Yes, so when your idols are broken, I've shown them in a past video. If you don't know what they are, I believe it explains later on down below. But yeah, no worries. It's sort of like a shield between you and your hit points, and when it's broken, as sort of an interesting mechanic to my game, it releases power, and then your avatar levels up from 1 to 2 or 2 to 3, and that's how that works. And the reserve piles have a maximum of 15 avatars. And so the idea is that if you have avatars 1 through 5, you can have 3 sets of avatars in your reserve pile. That's how that'll work. Now we move on down below to accessory cards. Accessory cards are cards that are used to support and or help the caster's avatar. I should have added or support units. They can help them too. The 3 different types of cards are gears, counters, and incantations. And what are gears, counters, and incantations? If you haven't watched my past videos, don't worry. I'm about to tell you what they are right now. Gear cards are usually weapons or items that allow a caster to either increase, decrease, or effects to an avatar. So you can increase their power, decrease their power, or if they have, or affect them in some other way that I haven't described here. So then the next thing for gear cards is that you play them next to the avatar or support unit. I'm going to have to fix this. I'm not sure if this is the same copy that I have as the free download on the Game Crafter. If it is, I will fix it and update it, so don't worry about that, guys. I got you. So only 2 gear cards may be armed to an avatar at any given time. Again, I'm going to have to say or support unit here, so I'll update that in the future, so don't worry about that, guys. And moving on, when an avatar is armed with a gear and it levels up, then that gear does not carry over and is sent to the void. That's a bit of a bummer. So if your opponent destroys your idols and your guy levels up from 3 to 4 and he had a power of, like 20, which is unheard of for level 3 in my game so far, and he goes back down to level 9, 10, 11, then he'll just naturally go back down to level 9 or 10 or 11 or whatever. It's a bit of a bummer, but I figured that was a good strategy in the game early on. I'm going to keep it for now. If, it turns out that it's kind of dumb, I'll get rid of it. And that's all for that one. So moving on, counters. Counter cards are, as the name suggests, a type of card that gives a caster the ability to counter a move done by a opponent. That's just a quick description of that one. Incantations. This type of card is like spells in Magic, Magic the Gathering, or Magic cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! They're just a different name, basically, but, all card games sort of have the same Magic theme to them, so mine's just called a little bit different. Alright, now this one we have coming up are the support. I got distracted fixing something, guys. I apologize. This is the support unit one, so I can describe what those are if you haven't seen any of my past videos. So, this type of card is a creature that can be summoned alongside your avatar and can attack an opposing caster's idol. idols. A support unit can be destroyed and sent to the void, just FYI, by another unit or avatar. However, a support unit cannot destroy a avatar. That's very important. Your avatar is your main character, or sorry, creature in the game. So of course, you know it can't be destroyed. It has to go all the way from 1 through 5, because that's how the game is designed. But they can also stun. But they can also stun. Or sorry, so they can't destroy them, but they can stun them. Is what I was trying to say here. So I've described in a past video what that is. I believe it is. Mention it down below here. So let's keep going. Hopefully, it says it here. If it doesn't, I'll give you the brief description of what it is at the end of the video. Avatars and idols. The avatar is a caster's main creature that is used throughout the match that have levels 1 through 5. I think I just, said that multiple times before, so just so it sticks in your guys' head, that's what it is. Avatars cannot be destroyed in battle, only blocked or stunned. Yes. Avatars also have abilities that can be used in combinations to devastate the opposing caster. Opposing caster means your other player or your opponent, if you guys were wondering. I know I use that term a lot. It's sort of my own term that I created. Alright, throughout the match, when a avatar is destroyed, a caster is then available to level up their own avatar to a higher number. Alright, now, idols. Idols have a resistance of between 5 to 20. This is essentially hit points, or I call it resistance. So unless your avatar is equal to or greater than, they cannot be destroyed. Yeah, it says it right here. Alright, moving on. Battles. So you guys, I've gone through a little bit of battles, but this is the real rules of how the battles work in my game. Avatars can attack one another. Yes, they can. They can only. Sorry, not only. I'll just keep reading. The avatar with the highest power will stun the weaker avatar. When an avatar is stunned, simply turn the card from vertical to horizontal, and then until the start of the opposing caster's next turn. Then the avatar recovers. Then turn the card from horizontal back to vertical. So this mentions when avatars attack avatars. I've already mentioned avatars can destroy support units. So no need to mention that here. So this is how avatar and avatar battles work. And then finally, how do you win? The easiest way to win is by destroying the opposing caster's 4 idols and dropping their health to 0. Another way to win is when an opposing caster runs out of cards to play in both their hand and deck, awarding the other caster the win by default. So yeah, if you run out of cards to play in your deck and hand, and that is it, your opponent wins, you cannot play anymore. Alright guys, that's all of the rules for my collectible card game, Summer's Battleground, SBG for short. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about it, get yourself a couple of packs on the game. Sorry, not packs. Both of my starter decks. I apologize for that long pause. Starter decks on the Game Crafter, and try it out, and comment if you can. I'm looking for ways to always improve my game. So if you guys have notes, you can. I don't really have a social media or email right now set up for this, but just find my videos on YouTube and leave a comment down below, and I'd really appreciate that if you guys did that. So yeah, thanks very much, and I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your weekend.